Hello there, I'm Jenna, and first of all, thank you for checking out my channel, and second of all, thank you to Mouths of Mums for selecting me to take part in this review. Today I want to talk to you about Easy Off Bam, the Power Cleaner in Grease and Sparkle, which is this one here. So first I want to talk a little bit about packaging and then we'll get onto the actual product itself. So you can see that it's super bright, super bold packaging, which tends to be a theme of the brand anyway. Pretty much all of their products, no matter what it is, they tend to have really super bright packaging, which on a marketing side of things is brilliant because they're easy to identify in the supermarket. I've gone in there and that's usually the one that my eye is automatically drawn to, simply because it's crazy packaging. In terms of the actual nozzle and how it distributes the product and everything like that, works really well. You don't have to turn this to change the type of spray that you want. So if you want the jet to do more specific areas like stuck on food, you just need to be a little bit easier on this little trigger thing here. And if you want the spray, you just would spray as you normally would. It comes out quite thick, so it kind of comes out frothy and white, so you can see where you're spraying. I'm just going to put it down because my arm's getting sore. You can see where you're spraying and it distributes it relatively well, so you're not having to spray the same area like 5 times just to get the product on the surface where you want it to actually go. So I like that about it. In terms of how it actually works, to be honest, I didn't really like it at the beginning, but that's just because I wasn't using it properly. I kind of was just spraying it on the surfaces that I needed to clean and then wiping it off straight away, which you shouldn't do. You need to actually give it time to sink in and lift up all the grease and everything. So you do need to let it sit for about a minute or maybe 2, depending on how grimy the area you're cleaning is. If you're following the instructions, it does work quite well. I haven't really had to scrub anything since using this, and it took me a few days of actually using it to realize it wasn't one of those things that I was like completely mind blown to begin with, but it was kind of like a slow realization of, hey, I'm not spending so much time cleaning the kitchen, I'm actually with my family. So it does clean really well. For super greasy areas you may have to go over it another time, but I mean, that seems to be pretty standard for all cleaners anyway. So there are a couple of negatives with it. First negative is that it smells. So it smells because I don't think they've put a lot of fragrance in it to cover the chemicals. So it kind of smells like a mixture of bicarbonate chemical. So at first, like when I first started using it, I was like, oh, this does not smell nice at all, because I'm used to the fake fragrance that a lot of other companies put in their cleaning products. But then the more I used it, the more I got used to it, and I've been able to get over the fact that it smells, simply because after I've cleaned, there's no scent. Like, there is no fragrance whatsoever, except your kitchen looks pristine. The second negative that I do need to touch on is it is a bit streaky. On certain surfaces it leaves streaks, especially glass type surfaces. So my glass top stove, the first few times I used it, it just left like white streaks everywhere, and that was kind of like my first impressions of it. I was like, oh no, I don't really like this. But the more I used it, the more I've kind of figured out how to combat that. The instructions do say for some surfaces you do need to rinse it after you've actually cleaned the surface. So it might just be one of those things where you need to rinse it off. It is an extra step, but you know, does that really matter? That's completely up to you, really. So I've found that if I clean the area with some paper towel, and then I go in with a damp cloth afterwards, that'll pretty much get rid of all the streaking. Or if I just wipe down the area with a clean damp cloth, then that will generally get rid of most of the streakiness as well. So, but it's a good product. It does work. The price point is good. It's pretty much on par with other the leading competitors. So that is awesome. And you basically have nothing to lose by trying it, because it does definitely work. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. But thank you so much for listening to my ramblings and listening to my review and my point of view on this product. I hope it was helpful for you. And again, thank you so much to Mouths of Mums for picking me as part of the review team. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!